Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, Simon Bard here, or you can call me Sully. Well, it's time for me to conclude this Happy Sulli-Days by reviewing two Christmas specials that are considered to be the worst Christmas specials for their animation, storytelling, and voiceover work. And both have similarities outside of being quote-unquote the worst. Both star kids as leads, both are set around Christmas, both feature Santa Claus at the end, both have alright music, and my thoughts on them are mashed at best, as I find them more odd and weird than straight up bad. The first special is a 2D animated one that's oddly paced, oddly animated, and oddly acted and edited. Basically, it's an odd experience. Originally released on home video on September 11th, 1991 by Live's Family Home Entertainment, and then aired only once on USA Network on December 14th, 1991, it is the oddly made holiday special, The Christmas Tree. Director Flamer Ron Fivriera has done an oddly made job of making a Christmas special with odd characters, an odd story, even in its structure, and odd animation ranging from limited to almost trying. And that's basically what the entire special came down for me. Odd. It didn't grab me for sure, but it didn't anger or freak me out either. Yes, some of it might seem or look creepy, but not too bothering for me. Yet somehow the looks on these kids made me smile a little. It borderlines between not working and barely working, and for the most part, I can't say I like it, but I don't dislike it as well. Yet, for the stuff that doesn't work is kind of obvious. For one thing, the animation is all over the place. It's mostly limited animation, but once in a while there's times when it looks okay, even if it's just a walk cycle type animation. Other TV or direct-to-video animations of this quality would have more still poses in between characters' dialogues, so the character would seem more alive. Yet stuff like that almost doesn't happen here, and the animation is sometimes a little too jittery when the characters talk. They usually never blink when they're talking as well. There's motions for sure and the characters do express, yet they would look off-model or nearly rotoscoped. But it doesn't stop there. There's some errors going on, some recycled shots or animations, this one transition that's used only once, and the voices and edits are done a bit too quickly or not given much time to shine or flow. In fact, one voice at the beginning was unintentionally funny that I kinda smiled or chuckled at. Possibly laughed. The music by Scott Broberg is okay enough. A little amount of praise I can give, even if it is the only saving grace. Although one odd thing is the director, because some of this comes off like a one-man project. Why do I say this? Well, his name is the production company, he is one of the animators, he's one of the cameramen, he's the character designer, and he's one of the producers. At the very least, he didn't write the special. Yet the story itself isn't too bad, but it's as all over the place as everything else. There's an orphanage run by Miss Mavilda, who's not good to the kids as she has them do chores, feed them gruel, and doesn't buy them new clothes or toys. The mayor does give Mavilda money for new clothes, yet Mavilda uses the money for her poker game and even tricks the mayor by showing off the kids with only one pair of new clothes. But the kids have a friend, or two, which includes a stray dog they named Licorice, and a pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell, as they believe her to be magical. Then one day, a family visits the town in which the mother, Judy, works at the orphanage as Mavilda's assistant, as her children, Lily and Pappy, befriend the other children, Licorice and Mrs. Hopewell. And once Judy sees the kids, she helps them have fun by making a play set for Mrs. Hopewell, gives Licorice a bath, and tells them about Christmas and Santa Claus. But once Matilda hears about what Judy's doing, she tries to get rid of her and Hopewell with the help of her friend named Mel.
And once the kids heard about Matilda's plan, they try to help Hopewell by wanting to visit Santa at the North Pole to wish for her safety.
And Ray, the father, is just there. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it feels more so if or when you see it. And overall, the special is just an odd one. It's not that bad, but it made me unintentionally smile from time to time. It's kind of a mess in the way it's presented, but it rarely, or perhaps never, turned me off. I wouldn't think about seeing it again after viewing it twice for this video, but while I'm not too bothered by it, I still think it's odd. And I give this special a rating of 2.5 mixed candy canes. And the second special isn't CGI this time, and it's weird in its execution and presentation mixed with a semi-all-star cast. But despite the quality, I at least got a better understanding than the last one. Originally aired on the WB on December 7th, 2002, with no home video release, it is the bizarre and weirdly made holiday special, Rapsittie Street Kids Believe in Santa. Director Colin Slater had made a weirdly made Christmas special with bizarrely odd characters, an odd story, and not fully rendered animation that isn't all there yet. It's surprising how this became, with CG animation that's on par for something of the early 90s, even though it aired in early 2000s and have a nearly all-star cast voicing the characters, from Jodie Benson, to Mark Hamill, to Paige O'Hara, to Walter E. Mel Jones, to April Winchell, to Greg Delisle, and to Nancy Cartwright, who also worked as a producer for this. And I, who can at least tell what's happening in the special, and or what the director is trying to do, don't want to blame the actors for being in it, even if they disregard it. I don't think the special works a lot, particularly or mostly due to the character animation, mainly looking like it's stuck between the layout and animation stages where it's not entirely finished, resulting in the characters moving like robots, doing very bizarre motions that seem unbelievable, or rarely making any movements. However, despite those things, and facial features that are weirdly designed and structured, it's a bit more colorful than the Christmas tree that's mostly muted colors. And even when something looks off, I can tell what the directors and or animators are going for. Plus, having 2D-like cutouts for objects like snowmen and trees in the background are an odd choice for a mostly CGI special. I'm not hating it or anything, I'm having a nearly similar outlook on this as I did with the Christmas tree, in which it's all odd, bizarre, and weird, and it's hard for me to think of things to say about these specials. Not to mention that I watched both twice back to back, with a couple of breaks after watching each one to write my thoughts on them. One of the very few highlights of this special is the music by Kevin Saunders Haynes. The songs are okay, with there only being 4 of them, but the score is somewhat decent, even when some of it, like its opening, has a Danny Elfman-like feel. Yet on top of that, other than the special teasing an Easter sequel called A Bunny's Tale, which has never been made,
the special is dedicated to Alpire Scherer and Byron Myers.
This kinda makes me wonder why, as I couldn't find any information on these two in relation to the special, and that with this being brought up in the end, as I'm one of the rare people to watch a movie or special all the way through, including credits, it really makes me feel unsure about the whole experience and why I'm so middle of the road towards it. That being said, the special is just all weird and bizarre from a visual and presentation perspective. But the story, as follows, is a little simpler than the Christmas tree. It's set in Rapsittie Street, where a boy named Ricky Rogers, who often likes to rap and rhyme, wants to give his friend Nicole his bear as a Christmas gift, as it was from his mother who gave him the bear before she died. Nicole initially rejects his gift and throws it away, wanting her gifts to come from a mall and even not believing in Santa. But after reading Ricky's letter to Santa that he dropped when sending it, and knowing about the bear, Nicole tries to retrieve the bear with the help of Smithy, who always wears a scarf and carries a sandwich, and Lene. Plus, these 3 boys are seen picking on these characters, and some adults, including Miss Parmington the teacher, a few parents, and even Ricky's grandmother, who mostly has an unintelligible speech yet Ricky understands her, are seen as well. Okay, it's a basic summary and I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't seen it yet. Still, it's a holiday special that I can't quite get into either, but I kind of get what it's trying to do, even if it seems unfinished. Yet, with the passing of Colin Slater, the special's director, in 2019 at the age of 70, it makes me feel a little sense of remorse for it. The special is trying at least, but not completely. And so I give this special a rating of 2.5 mixed candy canes. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, support me on Patreon, and until next time for a new video, and have a happy new year. And let's just hope that the new year has something good in store, because this was kind of underwhelming. Happy New Year!